The truth is breaking through right now, and it's punching hard. Every day, leaders like you wake up feeling the squeeze, the pressure to perform, to inspire, to break new ground. Yet somehow, the world chips away at that fire inside. You feel it. The nagging doubt, is leadership something you're born with, sealed into your DNA? Or is it something you can fight for, claw your way toward piece by piece? Here's the raw, brutal realness. The world's convenience-driven checkbox approach wants you to believe leadership is a magic gift, something reserved for the chosen few, born with a silver spoon or a perfect pedigree. That lie strangles so many potential changemakers. Imagine the cost. Every voice silenced because they thought, "I'm not born to lead." Every hunger stifled because leadership isn't in my genes. That's a curse disguised as truth. But it's not true. Not even close. Leadership is not some hidden genetic jackpot. It's messy. It's painful. It's the battle of becoming someone who stares into chaos and says, "I'm still standing." It's forged in the fires of struggle, in the trenches where no one is watching. Hear this. Leadership is learned, but not in the ways you've been told in glossy books or TED Talks. You don't learn leadership from rules, from comfortable classrooms, or endless seminars. You learn it by breaking rules, burning comfort zones, and questioning every damn notion thrown at you since you were a kid. Leadership is unlearning everything that tells you to settle, shrink, blend in. It's learning to own your chaos and your raw edges like a badge of honor. Look, the world around you screams for safety, for rules, for conformity, and it's trying to chain the fire inside you with those comforts. It's a cruel trick. It calls itself freedom while burying your wildest potential under dull routine. You feel the gnawing inside, that tension that nothing else can satisfy because your soul was never built for average, for silence, for following. It's screaming for you to show up fully, wild, fierce, unapologetic. That energy? That is the real source of leadership. It's not shiny titles or neat resumes. It's the radical refusal to live a borrowed life, to bend when everything inside you wants to burn. You're not here to live someone else's map. You're here to redraw the boundaries of possibility. But then comes the painful question. How do you get there? How do you claim that power when the world is rigged to keep you small? When every system you touch offers safety at the cost of your soul? Here's the raw secret. Leadership becomes real the moment you start being ruthlessly honest with yourself. Not the comfortable, "I'm fine" kind of honesty, but the kind that tears down masks, exposes scars, and refuses to hide shadows. True leadership starts when you stop seeking approval and start seeking truth. It's brutal, lonely, but liberating beyond words. It's the moment you stop following the herd and start questioning every assumption, every comfort, every lie you've been sold. That's where the learning begins. Not by copying the greats, but by dismantling your own foundations and daring to build something new. Now here's the part most won't tell you. Leadership isn't about becoming a perfect version of someone else. It's about becoming the fullest version of yourself, a version so raw, so honest, so fiercely individual that it disrupts every tired system around you. Leadership is the ultimate act of rebellion against the shell-shocked, mediocre world that's trying to manufacture you into just another product. And that rebellion is won not by shouting louder or climbing faster. It's won by aligning with the few who see through the illusion with you. Those rare allies who feel that same fire, who refuse companions just to belong, but seek partnership to conquer mountains together. Leadership thrives in connection, not conformity. It's a fiercely selective alliance that builds unstoppable power from contrast, not sameness. This is the cutting edge. Leadership is a practice of relentless transformation. It demands sweating through your weaknesses, facing your fears, and doing the work nobody else is willing to do. It demands patient, savage resilience, Because the long game is where legends are born. Instant gratification, quick hacks, easy answers, those are just distractions crafted by a world desperate to keep you small. The real leadership journey is a marathon through uncertainty, through breakdowns, through the dark valleys where every step forward feels like walking through fire. Yet it's in that fire you forge the unbreakable self, the leader who carries light not for themselves, but to ignite others. And here's the most incendiary truth of all. The world needs leaders who reject comfort, who defy consensus, who scream, "Not this, not me." It's not enough to play the part, not enough to mimic yesterday's winners. The future belongs to those who tear down the old and build what's next, who are willing to burn their identities, their pasts, their safe illusions to birth a new reality. That level of leadership comes from a place inside you that's often buried beneath noise, the quiet, unbearable tension that tells you you're made for more. That tension is your compass, your fuel, your truth. Brave the discomfort. Lean into the tension. It's calling you to show up, raw and real. The ones who say leadership is born, not learned, want you to stay silent. They want you to doubt, to hesitate, to stay small. But remember, history is made by the restless few who refuse to kneel to those lies. They learned, unlearned, stumbled, and rose again. They built networks where brilliance met brilliance, where misfits found their pack, where isolation turned into unstoppable synergy. Your leadership will come alive the moment you find those rare, fierce allies who do not demand you lose yourself, but challenge you to grow into the full force of what you are. This is no casual network. This is a revolution against the system's attempt to imprison exceptional souls. This is the forge where leaders become unbreakable. Leadership is not a badge, it's a battleground. It's a messy, relentless process of destruction and creation inside you and around you. It's the wildfire ignited by refusing comfort, by questioning everything, by refusing to belong to anything less than your undeniable truth. You were never meant for the sidelines. Your story, your fire, your vision, they're the cracks in the old system, the first sparks of a new world. The world you're called to lead is waiting for you. Not the pre-packaged, predictable version of leadership, but a raw, unruly, magnificent force that refuses to be tamed. So if that unbearable tension keeps growing inside you, if you're tired of the easy lies sold as leadership, know this. You already hold the weapon. Your will itself is your weapon. Every refusal to settle, every question you ask, every bold step you take pushes you closer to an extraordinary leadership that wasn't born, but battled into being. This path isn't for the comfortable or the compliant. It's for those who would rather burn down old maps than live someone else's journey. It's for the few who know that leadership is not a birthright. It's a fire you ignite, fan, and never let die. Now is the time to stop looking for permission to lead and start creating the reality you're meant to live and lead others through. The world may lie, but you know your truth. Leadership can be learned. Leadership must be learned. And it will be learned by those brave enough to refuse the rules, to build fierce connections, to become the rare who reshape everything. The fire inside you doesn't want to be tamed. It wants to rage. It wants to burn worlds down and build new ones. Will you let it? Because if you do, leadership isn't just a skill anymore. It's a revolution, and you're the spark who lights it all on fire.